Mr. Vince McCity here, and today we're going to talk about being hands-on as DJs. And I don't mean cut and scratch and all that, even though, trust me, that's essential. But I mean, when your equipment goes down or you need something to be fixed, be hands-on with it. Don't send your equipment out to get fixed. Why not fix it yourself? A lot of DJs are intimidated by fixing their own equipment. Oftentimes, it's not really that complicated. I get it. If it's a really complicated problem, it's probably best to just send it off. But there's a lot of simple things you can fix yourself. Why is fixing it yourself better? If it's not that complicated and it doesn't take that long, you're not only going to save money, but you're going to have your equipment back sooner so you could keep gigging. Recently, I had a speaker go down, so I decided to take this time to put together a video on reconing your own speaker. You don't got to go buy a new woofer. You don't got to send it out to get reconed. You could do it yourself. It's not that hard, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. Once you have the speaker removed from its enclosure, you want to cut out the voice coil. You do that by taking a razor blade and cutting the cone so that you can get to the voice coil. It's always better to take apart your speaker before ordering the voice coil that you need to replace it with. This way you can measure the voice coil and make sure that all the specs match. And that way you don't end up ordering the wrong component. An online search is the best way to find the correct components for your speaker. After you have the voice coil removed, you want to clean off any remaining debris that's left on the speaker. Before you do that though, you want to make sure you tape up the hole in the magnet so that none of that debris ends up falling down inside the magnet. Dirt and debris left in the magnet can cause the new voice coil to fail. Once you're done with that, you want to take a vacuum and vacuum out any leftover debris inside the speaker. And once you've done that, you want to remove the tape and also make sure that you thoroughly clean out inside the magnet. The reconing kit that you order will come in looking something like this. It'll have the cone, the spider, the voice coil, and pretty much everything you need to rebuild your speaker. Your reconing kit will come with a spacer. This spacer is designed to hold the voice coil in place while you assemble your speaker. This spacer allows you to wedge the voice coil in place at the proper height so that you can correctly assemble your speaker. When setting the height of your voice coil, you want to leave about 1/4 of the coils sticking out from the magnet. Before you start to assemble the speaker, it's good to do a test run. Fit all the pieces in place and make sure that everything fits properly. If you need to make any adjustments, now's the time to do it. After you've made sure that everything fits properly, make sure that you punch the holes for your connecting wires. Okay, now we can start assembling the speaker. We're going to take contact cement and glue the spider to the outside frame of the speaker. Once that's dry, we're going to take a 2-part epoxy and glue the voice coil to the spider. Next, we're going to take contact cement to glue the cone in place. Then we're going to use the 2-part epoxy to glue the voice coil to the cone. Remember to keep the voice coil spacer in place until all the glue is completely dry. Next, you can glue the gaskets in place. At this point, it's best to turn the speaker over and let it dry. Most recommend 24 hours of drying time. Again, as soon as everything is dry, remember to remove the spacer. Next, we want to take the signal wire and solder it to the wires coming off of the voice coil. Then you want to take the signal wire and feed it through the holes that you had previously poked in the cone. It's important to glue the signal wire to the cone of your speaker after the wires have been fed through the holes. This is done to prevent the vibration of the speaker from causing damage to your soldered connections. If your voice coil was not labeled positive or negative, at this point you could use a battery to test to see which lead wire is positive. When connected to a AA battery, if the speaker wants to pop out, the polarity is correct. If the speaker wants to suck in, the polarity is reversed. Now you can solder the lead wires to the connecting terminals. At this point, we have to use silicone to seal the edge of the cone. This is to prevent air leakage once the speaker is mounted in the enclosure. You want to apply the silicone and then use a paintbrush to spread it. The silicone goes on white, but will dry black and look just like the rest of the speaker. Before adding the dust cap, it's good to test the speaker and make sure that there's nothing rubbing inside the voice coil. The final step is adding the dust cap. Use some rolled up masking tape to adhere to the front of the dust cap. This makes it easier to handle. Once you've added glue to the backside of the dust cap, simply glue it in place. Use a roll of tape and something heavy like a bottle to weigh it down as it dries. That's it. You've just successfully reconed your speaker. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. And if you do subscribe, make sure you click the bell so that you get notifications when we upload new videos. In our comment section, let us know if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions on videos you want to see in the future.